Why is it important for students to understand the development of a language?
One reason that it isn't is that it's not going to help you with your spoken or written English. I mean, there's no point reading Shakespeare or Chaucer is not going to help you to be more fluent in spoken English or more coherent in your writing. I think the value of studying history is a little bit more indirect than that. Some people say, something I touched on a moment ago, because some people say that if you study the history of English, it leads you to be more liberal in your approach. You study the many ways that people have tried to control the language, the many people in the 18th century and the 19th century and beyond who've tried to control the way that we speak, and none of it ever works, as I said earlier. And some people have suggested that that would lead a student of the English language to be a little bit more liberal in their attitude. Getting slightly more airy-fairy, there are arguments, airy-fairy, but true, I think, arguments that say that if you study the structure of language, it helps you to understand the structure of modern English. You can see the way that the language is structured, and it helps you to understand how that came about. One rung up on airy-fairiness would be to say, again, quite truly, that if you study the history of language, you are studying the history of a culture, of literature, and of people. So it helps you, it deepens your understanding. There was one 12th century archdeacon who said, quote, "The knowledge of past events distinguishes rational creatures from brutes." Well, that's going a bit far, I think. We're not brutes if we don't know anything about history. But history does certainly does deepen our understanding, not just of language, but of culture and of people, I think.